I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft, and today's question comes to us from Zachary, who is keen to start reading my stories, but is in a rather impecunious state and does not have the funds readily at hand to go out and purchase them through the normal channels. He wants to know whether or not he has my permission to acquire them through less than savory means, and he would like to know my thoughts on digital piracy in general. Now, Zachary, I can truly appreciate your financial straits. There were times when I had to choose between beans and postage stamps. It is not something I would wish on anyone. Also, I believe there should be as few barriers between the public and great works of art. I think it is everyone's right to be educated and exposed to all that culture has to offer. But this new age of digital piracy, as it is called, is a rather troubling one. Now, there are, of course, many arguments on all sides of it. There are those who say that pirates are simply taking food and money out of artists' hands, and others who protest that it's no different from sharing books between friends or going to the local library, and that information wants to be free. What a fascinating phrase. So fraught and passionate. I'm sure the publishers at Weird Tales wish that they had had that at hand during my day. Sorry, Howard, can't pay you this month. Don't worry, information wants to be free. You see, what troubles me more than the lack of payment that comes with piracy is the dehumanizing that it suggests when it comes to art. Art does not spring fully formed from the head like Pallas Athena. It is the culmination of years of introspection and of study and of work. And to have it all reduced to mere files that pass between computers at the speed of thought, it is, well, it's a little frightening. And I can understand why industries have been slow to adapt, but I do think we need to stop and wonder just what it says about us that we crave this art so much, but have no desire to pay for it. Now, of course, people will say that those who do pirate wind up paying for it further down the line, and that may be true. But I'm speaking of the in the moment, when you go and you click that button and you take that story or that film or that piece of music. What does that act suggest about your regard for the person who created it? We live in a time when information and art is copied and pasted and curated without attribution. Why, even this moment, there's a great deal of debate around a rather self-styled, corpulent, heroic gentleman who has done this very thing. He has taken from others, made lots of money off of it, and only now is being called to task on it. Where does it end? And while you might say there's no difference between borrowing from a friend or going to the library, at least that's a human element. That requires interaction, that requires investing something of yourself, something of your time. But I'm curious to know your thoughts. And no good discussion of piracy can exist without booty. And it just so happens that this month I'm being featured at the Channel for Awesome site, where I have been finding myself a nice home over the last year. And as a result, if you can leave your thoughts either here on YouTube or on Facebook or even on the Channel for Awesome site, you will be entered into a drawing and have the opportunity to get a $50 gift certificate to Amazon, a place that is filled with its own mad ravings and fearful destruction. So I hope to hear from you, and I'm curious to know your thoughts. Avast and yo-ho, and all the rest. As always, I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft. Thank you.